Muslim and against telling the truth about the killer in San Bernardino, for example, is routinely willing to accept foreign money. I mean, the number of different things they're doing wrong will someday make a very thick book when people have time to analyze it and put it all together.
Let me read a paragraph from Cheryl Atkinson at her website, CherylAtkinson.com. It's called Newsgate 2016, because this is a big factor in this election, too. And she writes, regardless of who is your chosen or least favorite presidential candidate, independent minds should be concerned about the latest revelations in the news media's unseemly relationships with government and political actors. Now, while there are many responsible journalists working today, inside documents and leaks have exposed serious lapses constituting the most far-reaching scandal in our industry and what our industry has ever known, and it's our very own Newsgate. Now, we have learned through WikiLeaks that, in fact, CNN and CNBC and NBC and the New York Times and ABC, NBC, CBS have all been in the tank in some way, shape, matter, or form for Hillary Clinton. We know that the Politico reporter, this guy named Thrush, that in fact his case, he actually gave, like the New York Times did, he gave the Clinton campaign the opportunity to edit the articles they're writing about him. Then we have another piece out today that all the top news people we know, George Stephanopoulos, Norah O'Donnell, Glenn Thrusher, all the top anchors at the news networks, and Savannah Guthrie and CNN people, everybody, that they're all dining at the homes of Clinton staffers, and they're being fed and they're given drinks, and they've got this nice cozy relationship. So it shouldn't surprise us that the Center for Public Integrity has discovered 96% of journalist donations go to Hillary Clinton this election season.
Well, I think first of all,
I think I was right in 08 when I said journalism is dead.
I said yesterday I thought that we ought to consider seriously renaming the Columbia School of Journalism into the Columbia School of Propaganda. The fact is, the most recent study that came out just yesterday from the Center for Public Integrity points out that you have 96% of all donations go to Hillary, 4%, this is from reporters and people in the news business, 4% go to Trump. Let's say 24-to-1 ratio in favor of Clinton. In addition, that happens to be almost precisely the level of bias on the Friday that WikiLeaks came out and that the Trump 11-year-old tape came out, when the networks, the three big networks, put 23 minutes into attacking Trump in 57 seconds. Think about it. All three networks combined put in 57 seconds on WikiLeaks. I mean, you can't get any kind of better example of how totally biased they are than to look at both the donation numbers and to look at the situation that we've got in terms of the way they're allocating time and the way they're allocating stories. And, the Washington Post actually ran the cover of their opinion section on Sunday was after Trump loses. Now, this is 3 weeks out in an election which, I think is clearly undecided. And you have the Washington Post having decided not only is it over, but by the way, Donald Trump lost. It's just crazy.
But you know something? What you and I have been doing on television every night, and I keep asking you, as I'm listing every single discovery of WikiLeaks, each one to me is a bigger scandal than the previous one. And then now we've got the O'Keefe videos, one showing that they are purposely causing violence at Trump rallies, the other showing a massive effort at voter fraud. And in the tape yesterday, we have the explanation from the guy on tape saying, well, the flow of money for rapid response, in other words, the dark arts of politics operations, is, well, the campaign pays the DNC. The DNC pays Democracy Partners. Democracy Partners pays the Fogle Group, and the Fogle Group goes out and foments anger and violence at events, and apparently is up to their eyeballs in voter fraud. And they bragged about all the contact they have with the campaign and even the Obama White House. Now, if I'm a journalist, I'm thinking, these are the plumbers. This is Watergate. These are the people that are doing the dirty work. What did Hillary know? When did she know it? What did Obama know? When did he know it?
But the difference was you have never seen the Justice Department as politically corrupt as it is now. You've never been. Who do you turn to enforce the law when the people who are supposed to enforce the law are corrupt? And what Comey did, I have yet to find a single retired FBI agent who can explain the decisions the FBI made about evidence, about interrogations, about go down the list. And to suggest, for example, that General Cartwright has got a problem because he lied to the FBI, but Hillary Clinton, who 39 times couldn't remember. I mean, if you notice, there are 0 occasions in 2 presidential debates where she couldn't remember, but 39 times in her FBI interview she couldn't remember. I mean, if that's not obstruction of justice by somebody who deleted 33,000 emails emails, which was illegal. Yes, get on the list. So the problem you got right now is, as long as the Clintons can follow the Obamas, and as long as the president has the power to pardon people, how are you going to go out and track down these people, even if they engage in explicit violations of the law?
It's sort of like Juanita Broderick said after the incident with then Attorney General Clinton, who was I going to go to? You have one email exchange between Podesta and Cheryl Mills, and they're talking about, well, should we not turn over the exchanges between Secretary Clinton and President Obama? Now, President Obama had already told the American people that he learned about her private email from the news. Meanwhile, he was emailing her. So he lied, and then they're talking about these were subpoenaed emails, and then they're talking about not turning them over. Well, that would be obstruction of justice. Here's my last question. Trump is down in the polls, Mr. Speaker. If you look at the polls, he's losing. How does this play out?
Well, I think if you look at the polls on Brexit, they were losing. I think they were in a cycle, as I've said to you before, my good friend John Engler was running against the incumbent governor of Michigan on the Sunday before the election. The liberal Detroit newspaper had a page-one story that Engler was behind by 14 points. He won on Tuesday. The news media has done everything it could to batter him. I think that, in fact, my experience being out of these various book signings is enormous support for Trump and people who are very intense, and people who walk up to me and say, I can't tell anyone, but I am for Trump. So I'm going to wait and see. I think he has a real chance to win. I think every day that goes by, it's more obvious how corrupt and how sick the system is. I even have senior reporters admit in private how much they are worried by the degree of sickness that is now undermining our whole system. So I think this is a long way from being over. I tell everybody, just make sure you vote and you get your friends to vote, and you're going to have an amazing impact.
All right, Mr. Speaker, as always, we'll see you tonight on Hannity. Thank you for being with us. By the way, his new